Hello, chismosas y chismosos, and welcome back to Bay Area Housewife of True Crime, where I like to tell the stories of the real cucuys and lloronas of the world. I'm Audrey, a paralegal turned stay-at-home mom who loves true crime. The cases I cover are wild, topics may be triggering, viewer and listener discretion is very strongly advised. The people mentioned are innocent until proven guilty in court. With all that being said, grab your hot Cheetos and let's get started on today's case. The Seventh-day Adventist academies are not the only hells on earth. In June of 2016, Blue Creek Academy in West Virginia was your typical military-style religious boarding school for quote-unquote troubled teens. When it first opened, it went by Joshua Scott Boarding School. In 2010, J.R. Thompson and his wife Hannah took over the school and renamed it Blue Creek Academy. J.R. Thompson is an author, pastor, teacher, preacher, and child abuser. Blue Creek Academy was an all-boys school where its quote-unquote students, or better said, its victims, were made to wear camouflage gear during their outdoor activities. Blue Creek Academy was part of the Independent Fundamental Baptist Church. They, like many Christian denominations, believe that the end of days are coming, and one ought to learn and to survive in the wilderness. The campus was located on a campground in a remote area, aka the woods. They advertised themselves as, quote, an alternative to today's degenerate secular culture and education methods, end quote. Parents could send their boys to this school for $1,000 a month. A former student said that he was sent to Blue Creek Academy for drinking alcohol and smoking weed. Not the devil's lettuce, okay? I went to boarding school and saw kids being sent there for things like that, even less, among a various list of reasons why parents or even sometimes students may wish to attend this type of school. The true life horrors of thousands of child victims of the troubled teen industry have only come to light in the recent years. It is a predatory, cult-like industry that makes money off of many families. Some families with good intentions unknowingly give their children to predators. It is far too common, and when I first started doing true crime content, it was sadly far too easy to find true crime in organized religion. This case involves child predators in organized religion. There is already a long list of real-life cucuys with these types of tendencies that I have already covered. They include, but are not limited to, because you know that there are more to come, Wade Frank Ricks, Heather Cook, Monterey Bay Academy, Kevin Hardesty, Robert Hicks, Alton King, Monty Sawyer, Christopher Bisham, Derek Michael Boyce, Corey Herthel, Scott Spies, and today's piece of shit named J.R. Thompson. In addition to requiring its students, aka victims, to take Bible class, the boys at Blue Creek were subjected to physical beatings, isolation, mistreatment, malnourishment, and sexual abuse. Not only Not to mention the dirty, old, rat infested, dilapidated dormitories they were made to live in, and where they were forced to perform free manual labor. The children were not allowed to speak in public unless it was for the purposes of singing religious songs. Their desks faced the wall. Medical visits and requests to the doctor were denied. Calls to parents were monitored. If you disobeyed, your head could be shaved. You could be given a bean or asparagus diet, made to chug water, denied use of the toilet, and physical beatings. The abuse occurred on a daily basis, sometimes multiple times a day. You could be subjected to a beating with a wood plank for even as much as singing a secular song, aka a non-religious song, in the shower. One boy was thrown into a wall when he failed to confess to breaking a bench. Yet another victim said, quote, "It was hell. They forced unwanted religion on us, made us do labor that we hated, made us run up and down the driveway. They used a board to hit us if we do not do what we were asked." A 17-year-old student who was sent to Blue Creek after being kicked out of another reform school in Wisconsin for molesting young boys was sexually assaulting other younger students at Blue Creek in 2012. The sexual assault allegations at both schools were reported to authorities. When questioned, the 17-year-old boy confessed to raping one boy and molesting another. He was sent to a juvenile detention center where he was charged with 4 counts of third-degree sexual abuse and 3 counts of first-degree sexual abuse. Was another allegation of sexual abuse by another student. 2 staff members had a history with Child Protective Services. One was being investigated for sexual abuse of his own biological children. Another staff member was reported for abuse of his adopted son. The Child Protective Services investigator reported that there was not enough supervision at the school and had an issue with the corporal punishment. Neither enough was an issue to remove the boys. In the case report, the social worker wrote, and I quote, "The parents of all the boys do not seem interested in coming to get any of them," end quote.